In this video, we're gonna look at font styling elements in CSS. So there are a couple of font styling elements in CSS. So let's just start with this paragraph. I'll go to my CSS file, and after this heading, we just type the P for paragraph, and open or closing our curly bracket. And in the curly bracket, let's type our first font styling element, which is font family. This property is used to change the face of the font. Let's see how it's work. Now here let's type Georgia, then comma, then type Caramond, then comma, and then type serif, and then semicolon. Which is does mean is this will render the paragraph text either in Georgia font or in Garamond font or the default serif font, depending on which font you have in your system. So let's check it in the browser. Save the file and go to the browser and refresh the page. And as you can see, when I refresh the page, the paragraph will change to a serif font, and this is a Georgia font because I have Georgia in my machine. So it will pick up the Georgia font and display it in the browser. This is how the font family property will work. Now let's look at another property called font style. Now just type font hyphen style and then type italic and semicolon. What this does do is just make the font in italic. So save the file and go to our browser and refresh the page. And as you can see, this paragraph is now italic. So let's try another property which called font weight. What is the font weight does is it's make font thicker or lighter. This property can control the font thickness. Let's say font weight bold, semicolon, save the file and go to the browser and refresh the page. And as you can see, this paragraph is now bold. But I don't like this bold style. I need bolder, but not that much. So what should I have to do? I go to my text editor and just remove this bold, and let's type something like 500 and save the file. Go to our browser and refresh the page. And as you can see, this text is bolder but not that much. This will less bolder than the previous one. You can also thinner this text. Go to our text editor and change this 500 to 100 and save the file. Go to the browser and refresh the page. Now the text will less bolder than the previous one. If I zoom on a little bit, you can see the difference. You can control this boldness in CSS using font weight. You can use 100 to 900 thickness option, and after this 900 you can use the bold option, which give you a bold style in this paragraph, as you can see here. If you need much bolder than this one, you also can do that. Go to our text editor and change this bold to bolder. And save the file. Go to our browser and refresh the page. This is now much bolder than the previous one. So you can control font thickness using font weight property. Now let's try another property, which is font size. Now font size have two major options, which is one is small and another one is large. Let's try small first. Save the file and go to our browser and refresh the page. Now as you can see, this text is much smaller than the previous one. And if I go to my text editor and change this small to large and save the file, go to our browser and refresh the page. And now as you can see, this text is much bigger than the previous one. Also you can determine here the pixel of the font size. So let's say I have a font size in 40 pixel. So let's type here 40, and for pixel you can type px for pixel. You can save it and go to the browser and refresh the page. And as you can see, this text is now 40 pixel, which is much bigger than this heading text. So in this way you can bigger and smaller this text size as you want using pixel. Or you can use those two major properties, small and large. So in this way you can control font size using font size property. So these are four major font properties which we can use in CSS.